Stepping out here on my last morning here at Disney's All-Star Music Resort. It's quiet. It's only like 6:30. I hear a few people with luggage rolling, but mostly it's quiet. The neon here at the Rock Inn, which is the section I'm staying in, is gorgeous. So just kind of take some time this morning to finish up my grounds tour. Stay tuned. I'll give my final thoughts at the end. Did want to notate, I am not a travel agent and I am not on Disney's media list. So I give you a very honest opinion of what I feel as a traveler, especially a traveler with a child. I also give an honest opinion that is a current snapshot in time. So my opinion currently may not match the opinion I had a year ago, may not match the opinion I have if I re-review it next year. Everything I do is a snapshot in time. So stay tuned for the clips I have of around the resort. And then at the very end, I'll come back with my final thoughts. Good, beautiful afternoon, everyone. Coming to you from Disney's All-Star Music Resort. We filmed the room tour separately, so if you'd like to look back and check that out, that probably is the video right before this one. Now we're kicking off a bit of a grounds tour. You guys know what to do. Grab yourselves a tasty treat and a beverage of choice and keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside this vlog at all times. Is some heavily copyrighted 50s style music in the background, so gotta remember to keep my clips short. We are staying here in the Rock Inn section. As you can see, very stylish. Teddy wanted to kick it off here by this classic car. We are headed up to the main building to buy a resort mug. We sometimes do resort mugs, sometimes don't. If you do the dining plan, I do believe the resort mug comes with the dining plan as part of your dining plan. We are not doing the dining plan, but where Mark's going to be in the room a lot, I might want to run up and get him soda frequently. So we are going to do a resort mug. The Rock Inn is buildings 3 and 4. I love how you have the striping to make it look like a road here. Make sure you don't trip stepping down to show you. Crossing the road. Now you're going down the road. There you go. So yes, that's building 3 over there. This is building 4. You have kind of like the courtyard here in the middle. If you brought a rental car or your own car, as we have done, there is parking out behind those buildings. So that is where we are parked. Next to the Rock Inn is, I think it's called Country Fair, which is basically your country music themed section, which I believe is buildings 5 and 6, I think. Across from the Rock Inn, you have the piano pool, which is the quiet pool here, quote unquote quiet pool, which just means it's the smaller pool, not the main pool. So it is smaller. They don't usually do the recreational activities here, like, you know, the music and games and stuff that they do up by the main pool in the afternoons. As we make our way to the front, we're coming up through the Jazz Inn section. I'll have to show you this at night too, because the neon out here on these signs is beautiful at night. Each resort on Disney property has a variety of resort activities that you can participate with, whether it's yourself, your family, friends you're traveling with, any of the Ohana that you're traveling with. They have things with Disney Wellness, Find a Friend, Design Your Own Mosaic, Movie Under the Stars, then other activities in the arcade, poolside activities, arts and crafts, arcade tournament, the campfire, nighttime arts and crafts, and a pajama party. Wow, all kinds of stuff. Teddy loves this fountain. I love it too, especially at night. Beautiful. And as you can see, there's the other building for the Jazz Inn section. And a good look here. So one Jazz Inn building is 2, the other one is 9. Then you come to the main area, which is the Calypso buildings, and that is 1 and 10. And that is where your premium rooms are. I think that's actually where your suites are too. And then the main pool I'll show you. I just mentioned suites. They do have some family suites here. They are a bit more expensive than your regular room. I have not done them, but from videos I have seen on them, they look nice, and it is in our future to eventually try one. The Calypso building has the big maracas, and you walk alongside. And when they're premium rooms, what it means is you're very close to the main pool, the main building, and all the amenities. And if any of you have ever wondered if any of us who come here all the time, like, does anybody ask, do you get bored? Does your kid get bored? I can tell you, for Mark and I, no, we don't. We never. We still feel the same excitement we did driving on property today, pulling in here, saying we have a reservation, the same excitement we had back in 2007 when we took our first visit. And Teddy, and it might change as he gets older, but for right now, at age 6, same thing. He is so full of energy right now that you would think we lived out of state and just came in for a very once a year vacation. He still gets just as excited whether it's a resort stay or a day trip. So the magic does not really wear off in our family. Came up to get a refillable mug, and Teddy's like, I'm hungry, I need a kid's meal. And this is the Teddy special right here. Uncrustable meal. Uncrustable with 2 sides. He picks apple slices and the drinkable yogurt and chocolate milk. And that's the Teddy special. Oh, here is the resort mug that I picked out. And since it's primarily going to be Mark's, I went with his favorite color, which is orange. And how these work is after the time of purchase, they are good for refills for up to 2 weeks. So even say you stay at a resort for a couple of nights, but then you stay somewhere else and you want a resort hop or whatever, you can still use this up until the time it expires. Teddy enjoyed his meal. I did a few refills. Now I have a refill for Mark, but Teddy's other priority, playground. He wanted to show everybody that there are playgrounds here at some of the Disney resorts. And there is one here. It is between buildings 9 and 10. So between Calypso 9 and between Calypso 10 and Jazz Inn 9. Up here, off to that side, you can see through the bushes. Off to the right here is a playground. This area is for the enjoyment of children ages 5 through 12. Supervise children at all times. Remove helmets, drawstrings, or anything for safety. And you should all know this anyway, surfaces can be hot, so do be mindful of that. Another boy just came in to play with Teddy, so I'm going to try to show you without disturbing his privacy. So here's a set, probably for littler kids. As you can see, there are benches also for the parents. Trash cans and recycling if you need to use them. And as you can see, it is a gated area. So it is harder, and the latches are up quite high. So it is harder for, like, especially young ones to just escape. Teddy's trying to get used to the monkey bars on this set here. You'll get it. He just started, like, hanging from monkey bars alone, but he can't quite get the bravery yet to reach out for the next one. But he'll get there, huh? So those are the 3 sets here. So it's a pretty nice playground. It would be very hot if it was, like, sunny and not overcast, though. There's like 3 separate little sets here. So I showed you one, and then there's another one over to this side. It has a nice little steering wheel, ladder, and then there's a slide on the back side. I have the laundry, and I'm headed up to the laundry room. And I see a typical Disney bunny out, hopping about, munching. Doesn't seem to mind this chilly, drizzly weather. And first time I've gone to hit a zoom on this new iPhone. And it's cool because it goes all the way up to the 5 on an instant click instead of just the 2. So that's pretty exciting. Good morning, everyone. I'm out here at 5:30 in the morning to try to catch up on laundry. So thought I should include this in the resort tour. I've actually never done laundry in one of the All-Stars or anything, so this is all new to me. Nice, clean area. I was wondering if it was card or coin, and actually what they do is there's a laundry app. So that's cool because you can pay with Google Pay, Apple Pay, or credit card. So that's good to know. There's a vending machine for soda, a massage chair. And by the way, I'm now filming on my new iPhone, so bear with me as I get used to the new, I mean, it's pretty familiar to my old iPhone, just a few settings different. They do have a snack vending machine as well as detergent as well, so gonna give it a go. Try to catch up our laundry. The hotel that we had left at yesterday, it was coin and not card, and I didn't have a way to get coin, so trying to catch up this morning before we want to go theme park hopping. Correction, it's not really technically an app. You're just tapping a Q code, so it's not really an app. Here, took me a few extra minutes because being a new iPhone, I really hadn't finished setting up a lot of things, so I had to stop and reset up Apple Pay. So that's how I chose to pay. So it's going. I did do a heavy duty wash. So it's gonna take about 46 minutes. So I'm gonna stroll back, trying to finish my weekly chat for my members exclusive content. If you're interested in becoming a channel member, you can go to the landing page on my channel and hit that join button. For as little as $3 a month, you can get exclusive content. But for now, just in case the boys woke up and wondered where I went to, I'd better go back and check in with them. There, out of the washer and into the dryer, I did number 11. It was pretty easy, just boom, boom on my phone using that QR reader. And now it'll be drying. I actually didn't go back. I ended up calling my mom and talking to her for a while, so now I might go back because that's got quite a while to dry. So, but yeah, I would recommend if you have to do laundry while you're traveling here at Disney's Value Resorts. This was clean, this was easy to figure out, easy to use, pretty nice. This is our lunch haul, and I'll show you my dish here a little bit closer, and I'll end up showing you Mark's too, because I have Mark's to pack to go back to the room. But Teddy wanted to sit here and eat. He's just having breadsticks. That's what he wanted, no sauce. My kid doesn't like sauce, just breadsticks. Teddy said, testing the phones, we needed to try to get more up close and personal with the breadsticks. So his request, I grant. Teddy says they are a hit with him. He is very happy with that choice. Good thing he eats other snacks throughout the day to get his total nutrition. I went with the Impossible Meatloaf. I actually had it for supper last night, and I liked it so much that I wanted to have it for lunch again today. So there it is, Impossible Meatloaf. It is a plant-based mashed potato and green beans that you have with it as well. Just like Teddy had me do on his garlic sticks. I'm kind of playing around with this new iPhone, seeing how much clearer I can get shots. I texted Mark and asked him what he wanted. He said he was craving chicken fingers. So there's, on the adult portion, there's like, 4 in there, I'd say. I think on the child's portion, you get 2 or 3. So this is the adult portion, and for his side, he just wanted chips. So that's what he is gonna have, and take that back to him. And Teddy is mowing down on those breadsticks. Going to town. Looking at Teddy taking pictures. My little photographer, blooming photographer, working with now his iPhone. I've reset my old one. And then we set him up an Apple account that's a kid's account. He's gonna use it mostly for photography and videos and have fun with it. I'd have to say by far, we keep filming and taking pictures here for you guys, but that's because by far this is like It's just such a chill vibe to it out of the whole resort. This place, no matter what time, day or night, is always just that type of place. You just want to sit and chill. I was grabbing a couple of drinks in the refillable mug before we headed to Epcot, and I just got thinking, I didn't show you guys yet any of the lobby, that this was just recently refurbished since last year. If you remember, All Star Music used to have a whole lineup of different like posters and memorabilia of different musicians, and now it is this big mural. I don't know. I mean, I like it, but I kind of miss the old style too. Just in case I don't get a chance to go in here with Teddy this visit, I do want to say that we are fans of the arcades here at these all-star resorts. They are a lot of fun. You get an arcade card and then you can keep reloading it. You can even take the arcade card home and bring it back your next visit and keep reloading it. Makes for a lot of fun, especially if it's too hot outside or too rainy or any of that. And then here is the only like real big dining area here. It's their quick service. It's the intermission food court. And that's where you get the majority of food. It's usually open from like 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. We had roasted marshmallows the other night, but I didn't have my camera to film. So tonight I just wanted to document this as part of the resort activities you can do here. From like 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. you can roast marshmallows for free, or you could do an upgrade and purchase a s'mores kit. It's 7 o'clock. It's still really mostly quiet out and about. Thought I would show you just some more areas here while it is quiet. So here is the big chess set they have up here by the pool area. That's a look at the campfire pit without all the marshmallow activities going on. But it is right here, right outside the main lobby, if that is something you're interested in. This is the main pool area here in the Calypso section. So the Calypso buildings would be your premium rooms, or preferred rooms, I think they call them here on Disney standards. I think I kept calling it the wrong term. Preferred rooms are the two Calypso, because they are so close to the main building. Oh, side note, I came up and I did laundry in this building the other day, not even really realizing that there was laundry at the other pool, at the piano pool, which is actually closer to our room. So that was kind of goofy of me. I dragged the laundry all the way up here and then had to drag it all the way back when the piano one would have been much closer. I just, for some reason, thought it was only here at the main pool. So they do have life jackets for you or your kids to use. There's also, you can kind of see one of those big Connect 4 things. And if I can get a look over on the other side, over by, because they have the main pool here, and then on the back side of the main pool is more of a little like kiddie pool, I call it. It's only like ankle deep, just for especially toddlers to splash around in. Whereas this pool, you know, does go to like, I don't know what it goes to, probably 5 or 6 feet, I'm guessing. And then so over by that little, what I call the little kiddie splash pool there's also like, I think, table tennis and a pool table and stuff for other recreational activities. And you don't bring your towels from your room. They do have towels here that you can use and then drop off and leave behind. So don't bring your towels from your room. Then you don't need to bring beach towels with you on vacation. If you're just gonna swim here, there are towels to use. If you're gonna go to one of the water parks, you can rent towels or bring your own there. But here, if you're using the resort, just use their towels. Zoomed in to show you the 3 Caballeros, which is your little big major centerpiece here in this pool. When you come out of the building, the layout of the resort is straight down through here. You have your sections of the Calypso and then the Jazz Inn. And then once you get past Jazz Inn, off to your right is the Rock Inn. And then off to your left is the Broadway, and then the Country Fair, I think it's called. So we'll kind of stroll down through there right now. Before I do that, so inside the main lobby, you have a gift shop, you have an arcade, concierge, front desk, any of those needs. There's also restrooms. There's a nice little seating area if you need to wait for like your ground transportation to go back to the airport or any of that. Then you have the quick service. I didn't show you guys as much food this time as I had wanted to. Every time I would get food to go, I'd end up taking it back to the room, and then it just was hectic. And plus, with Mark being basically bedridden right now, it just was hard to film in the room with him in there. This is the, like, I guess you'd call it the pool bar in this area, or the bar. Singing Spirits, it's called. I don't drink alcohol, so I don't cover alcoholic beverages on this channel, but just for your information, it is there if that's something you partake in. So the next section after Calypso is the Jazz Inn, and I'm glad I got down here before the neon shut off. To me, I like the neon at the Rock Inn, but the neon at the Jazz Inn I really love too, because it's purple, and purple's my favorite color. So the fountain is not on, so Teddy would be very disappointed. Later on in the day, it is on. I hope that maybe I caught footage of it on while we were here, but maybe I didn't. If not, maybe Teddy got a clip. It is super chilly this morning. It's probably only in the high 40s or low 50s, but it's still nice to be wandering around early morning. You hear the birds chirping. Not a lot of people out moving around yet. Just people mostly getting breakfast or hitting those early entry. So as a Disney resort guest here at the value level, you don't get any extended evening hours, but you do get early entry morning, which is only a half hour. So any of the parks, you can show up a half hour early. Does kind of give you a little bit of an edge, but it's not like a huge major perk if you're not a morning person. I am, so it usually does work out in my benefit. Anyway, so there's one look at the Jazz Inn. Turning around, and you usually see the fountain's not going, but it is a nice seating area. Nonetheless, even early morning, just to sip your coffee, hear the birds. I'm not entirely sure, but I think some of the rooms in the Jazz Inn might be preferred as well, because they would still be somewhat close to the main building. But don't quote me on that. I'm not entirely sure. I have not stayed in that section before. So after you get past the fountain and all that, you come to what's called the quiet pool, the piano pool. And you can turn that way to go to Rock Inn, which is the section I'm in, or Country Fair is out behind, or Broadway. So I haven't been to Broadway at all this day, so let's go over there first. I just checked weather too. It is like 52 degrees and it's very damp, so it makes it feel colder. So here is the Broadway section. Again, it's neon, makes it look really cool as well. I like this whole street vibe the Broadway section has, similar to across the way. The Rock Inn has like the grassy street looking thing with the old car. All of these back here, easy access to this quiet pool, the piano pool. There's an entry here, there's an entry on the other side by the Rock Inn as well. Just gonna kind of stroll right down the middle here for a little while. Really has a cool vibe going on right now because it is so chilly and there is leaves on the ground rustling around. I love the picnic tables here. The streets have names, like off in that direction is Wall Street, and of course straight ahead we're on Broadway. You see like the showman look here going on. And you have the picnic tables, like I said, so if you want to bring, you know, your mobile order takeout or your pizza takeout back here, especially if it was better weather, you could hang out, have it on the picnic tables. There's also benches on the sidewalks, but there's some other cool aspects up here near the main entry. Here in their main entry, like where the elevators would be, it does look like on Broadway. Like there's going to be a show taking place there. Like you're going to see Aladdin or The Lion King. I think that has a really cool look. My hands are getting shaky because they are getting cold, so I apologize. I have to keep pausing, readjust. So here you have the other side. Again, that same like marquee look, I think you'd call it. Really makes you have the feel. The theming is right on point. A lot of the people moving early this morning made me think to tell you that, in all honesty, like I like the All-Stars and I'm fine with them. A lot of people do not want to select the All-Stars. They are very popular for youth sports teams, youth cheering groups, youth dance groups, youth groups, period, school, field trips. So there are times a year when this can get very hectic with a lot of youth groups, and they overrun the quick service and everything pretty heavily. So, leaving Broadway, here in the way back, you have Country Fair. And I've actually stayed in this section before, and I don't mind it. It is quite a distance from the main lobby. So if you're one that wants to refill your refillable mug a lot, that does make it kind of a headache. However, I don't know, it's pretty back here. It's quiet. There is an easy access point to the piano pool from this section. So that's pretty good. There's three nice areas. And this is what makes me giggle. See, I'm very easily on the back side of that Rock-In building. Could have come over here to do guest laundry, which I might actually have to touch up a few bits of laundry again this morning, and at least now I know that. But boy, did I giggle at myself that first morning we were here, and I hiked it all the way up to Calypso. So don't be a Christina. Really do your research first and find out where your guest laundry is. I'm not going to show this guest laundry because I'm pretty sure it looks pretty identical and is run pretty identical to the other one. But you do have a door there. And here, I'm glad I'm getting some of this with the lights still on. At night, this section is beautiful as well. Granted, it's not the same neon feel, but it is beautiful in the dark hours, especially like if I can still get these so you can see it, these lamps flicker. There, zoomed in enough to show you how those lamps flicker. So they look cool now, but imagine that with like much more darkness. It really does give a cool vibe. Show you the two buildings back here. The nice seating, and I love this whole like courtyard here that's grassy. There's picnic tables in there. And then the thing I like too is if you don't really mind being far from everything, meaning like even parking lot and all of that, the way back end of this is just woods. So you do get a lot more nature sounds, bird sounds, squirrels, all of that. And their big centerpieces by their main entries of their buildings are the big cowboy boots. Coming down here to the very end, just to show you how it is adjacent here to just a very natural woods area. Not that many people like sit outside here, but you never know. I mean, Disney attracts all sorts of guests of all ages and various interests, various lifestyles, various family styles, whether you're a solo traveler, a couple, a family with young children, family with grandparents coming with you, a family with older children, just friends, like a friend staycation or something. So I like to show as much as I can. It's easier when I can get out early morning like this without Teddy partaking. Not that I don't, not that I don't enjoy my son helping, but sometimes it's a little bit more difficult at the Teddy speed to do a thorough tour. So I sat down here to do my final thoughts, and I'm glad I did my tour, my really more in-depth tour when I did, because now the music is starting to kick in everywhere, and that makes it much more difficult when you have the ambient music as a filmer, video creator. I just realized the morning is kind of ticking along, and I've got a lot to do before we check out. Mark has a doctor's appointment this afternoon. I have to take a bunch of stuff to our storage unit. I still have to feed everybody. So instead of sitting here to do my final thoughts, I am gonna sit down sometime today when it's a little bit less hectic and try to give you my final thoughts. Plus there's a lot of groups coming out and wandering around, and maintenance and landscaping is out, grounds crews are out around, so I'll come back and give my final thoughts. Breakfast for Teddy one of these mornings is the kids' Mickey waffles. The two sides we went with today was bacon and the breakfast barrels, which is basically tater tots. And then he's getting a water with his. There's an extra water because that came with Mark's child's meal as well. What Mark has been getting is a kid's scrambled eggs, and then he does double bacon. So it's not a huge meal, but he doesn't really want the carbs that come with a lot of the other breakfast meals. So this is what he goes with. And that way it's all protein and then a water that one of us will drink. The plant-based breakfast I used to like was the little plant-based frittatas they had. And they have seemed to have gotten rid of those. And now they do this plant-based quesadilla that has like the plant-based eggs and some veggies and stuff and plant-based cheese on this like spinach wrap, and it comes with the plant-based breakfast potato barrels. I had it yesterday. I thought I was going to be very disappointed, and I actually wasn't. And it's really hard to show you the insides without making a mess. So I apologize, I can't really show you any more detail, but there it is. I'm glad I hadn't edited my review yet fully, because I want to add this piece in. So whether it's your own car you drove here or whether you rented a car, a lot of us sometimes we don't use our car once we're on what's called the Disney bubble or in the Disney bubble. So when I parked here a couple days ago, well, 3 days ago, because we were here for 3 nights, I obviously parked in a lot that had no cones. It didn't have any markings that said it was group and no parking. This lot was entirely, actually full. I took one of the last one of 2 open spaces that were left. So the gripe that I have is not so much that you can't park in this particular section anymore. It's that it's just a tag left on your car. And if you're busy absorbing the magic and in the bubble, who knows when you're coming back out to your car. So, I mean, and they don't take, automobile information. Although when you come through security, the very first time, they take notes on your car. But perhaps there should be a little bit of a better way of communicating, I'm thinking. Because maybe I wasn't going to come out anytime soon. Or maybe we would have been staying tonight. I mean, so, I don't know. Don't know how I feel about this, I guess. Just what I said. I'm not so upset that they're making me move the car. I mean, I'm moving anyway because we're checking out. But a little bit upset at there couldn't be better signage or communication, I guess. Good. There's no music here. I'm closing out this vlog at a completely different hotel. But we had a bit of a family emergency last night. We received some bad news. So kind of threw out me taking time to go close out my thoughts on All-Star Music. Let me step in here so I won't bother anybody if they walk by in the little area with the ice machine. So my thoughts on All-Star Music. If you want to have amenities like early park entry or Disney transportation or the fun activities around the pool if it's good swimming weather, or if you just want to be immersed in the Disney bubble, yeah, I would absolutely recommend it. It is a good budget saver. If you can or don't mind being around the hubbub, I would take a preferred room, because sometimes to go fill your mug or go get food if you're way back far away can be a bit wearing. Other than that, yeah, I'd recommend it. However, I did find that always walking way up to do anything at the front of the resort was a headache. I also did find that I don't like being there when there's a lot of groups, and I mean a lot of groups. By yesterday morning, it was pretty hectic. And to be honest, there was one group out strolling through the resort with a great big pull-behind boombox playing very non-family friendly, inappropriate music. Thankfully, Teddy wasn't with me, but it just wasn't cool, wasn't magical. The other thing I found, going back to the room itself, that room felt extremely small. Now that Teddy's getting older, I don't know. And even just the room itself, after being in, like, I'm in the Drury near Universal right now. This by far is my favorite off-site hotel. Now, I haven't done the Drury near Disney Springs yet because that's always more expensive. I always choose this one. But we walked in this room last night and it's like, space. Even the bathtub, like, I hate the bathtub in those all-star resorts. I hate, it's skinny, it's small. I hate the sliding glass doors. And I did feel like any time we even moved in that room, we were tripping on each other. There was also a lot of electrical problems in our particular room. The TV kept mishapping, certain outlets and USB outlets didn't work. So just kind of, there's a few tidbits. You'd really have to, I think, consider for your particular stay with yourself or who you're particularly traveling with on that particular stay. What are you looking for? Do you want Disney transportation? Like, did you fly in? You don't have your own car or a rental car. Do you want just to be immersed in the magic, to be immersed in the Disney bubble? And, it has a lot of cute stuff. Teddy loves it there. Teddy kept saying, I love this resort, I love this resort. So yeah, there are a lot of positives to it. You just need to know your comfort level and what you're looking for. The resort itself, I loved. The room, yeah, that did feel kind of just not comfortable, too small. I don't know, felt too dark, all of that. And with that, I'm now going to switch gears because today Teddy's gonna wanna go to Universal. So I gotta go down here at the Drury, and I have reviewed this Drury before. I'm not doing it now because I did it way back when Teddy and I first stayed here. So it would be, I think I have a lodging playlist. If not, it's in the Florida playlist a while back. Anyway, peace and love, gang. Keep adventuring, and hey, what's next? We will see you on that next one.